Okay, it's that time of year again, and it seems to come earlier and earlier. And I'm talking about the release of the Galaxy S lineup of phones. Before we get too far in the video, if you are looking to pick up one of these phones, make sure you use my links down below. It gives me a little bit of commission, and that is absolutely the best way to support my channel. If you are looking to pre-order, you can get up to a $200 Samsung store credit, free storage upgrade, and of course, you get those trade-in credits. So as we know, with the S22, there is the S22, the S22 Plus, and the S22 Ultra. Today, I'm just talking about the Ultra. For a cell phone that costs over $1,000, it is extremely hard to justify spending that much money on a phone every single year. So in this video, we're gonna cut through the hype and see, is it actually worth upgrading your S21 Ultra to an S22 Ultra? Is there enough upgrades to make it worth your money? Or let's say you have a Note or any other older phone, is it worth moving to this phone? We're gonna navigate that right now. The Galaxy S lineup is Samsung's tried and true phone. It's been around for several years, but this year things are actually different. The S22 Ultra for the first time is a Galaxy Note, but I guess for me to explain this correctly, we need to rewind. The Note 20 Ultra was Samsung's last Note phone, which came out in 2020. And replacing it was two foldable phones. You had the Z Fold and the Z Flip. At the same time this was going on, Samsung added S Pen support to the S21 Ultra. And in my opinion, that blurred the line of the difference between the S lineup and the Note lineup. But what it also did was, it was like a Trojan horse to get people comfortable having an S Pen on the S lineup. So let's fast forward to today, where the S22 Ultra has S Pen support and has the same in-hand aesthetics as the Note 20, as the S Pen actually goes into the bottom of the phone, just like on the Note. This phone may be called the S22 Ultra, but you know what? I'm gonna call it the Note. So if you want a Note phone, this might be your best option. But let's say you have the S21 Ultra. How do these specs compare side by side? And are these specs even worth upgrading in the first place? Taking a look at the specs, we see it's an upgraded processor. This is the Snapdragon 8 compared to the S21 Ultra, which has the Snapdragon 888. The main difference between the two chip, beyond the name, is the size. The 8 is a 4 nanometer chip and the 888 is a 5 nanometer chip, which means, actually guys, I'm not even going to go into this deep dive. Basically, it's the newest chip from Qualcomm. 4 nanometers is just the new size that the chip manufacturers are all using now. It does allow for better performance and also optimization, which should help with battery life on the back end and should help with overheating. But I will say the S21 Ultra is still a great phone. I just re-reviewed it on my channel a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna link that down below as well if you wanna check that out, because the S21 Ultra today is still a fantastic phone and it's really hard to beat that. Both phones do have the same amount of memory, but when we talk about storage, the S22 can go up to 1 terabyte, where the S21 maxes out at 512. The S22 should also be more durable with the newest Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front and back. Both phones are nearly identical in size, and Wi-Fi 6E is on the newest Ultra, which isn't a big deal for 99% of people, but for that 1% of people or person, whatever, that actually cares about Wi-Fi 6E and has a Wi-Fi 6E network, then I guess that's a pretty cool spec to have. The camera is where we will see the most significant difference outside of the S Pen. The S22 Ultra is using an all-new sensor for their cameras. The megapixels are the same, but the sensor is bigger. They're using new technology and it's called Nona binning. And what this does, it takes 9 smaller pixels and converts it into 1 bigger pixel. The bigger the pixel, the more light it lets in, so it should help with lower light photography. It also has a faster NPU, which should allow for better overall performance, and it has the ability to shoot in 16-bit RAW that basically captures more information in the image that allows for better editing. Portrait mode also got an upgrade too with this camera on the back and the front. This camera will now scan your face and it uses that information to make a better portrait image. This is called AI Studio Depth Map. Samsung is saying that it can pick up a single strand of hair even in busier backgrounds. I will actually have to test that, as I think the S21 Ultra didn't do a great job with it. Neither did the iPhone, in my opinion. I think that is the hardest thing for phones to capture. Now, I have the perfect subject. My son, when he wakes up and he has bedhead, his hair is all over the place. I am definitely going to capture that when I get a chance to get my hands on the phone and bring it to my house. But I do think overall the S21 front-facing camera was pretty good. Video also received an upgrade with the AI-based autofocus, super steady system, super HDR, and auto FPS. That's a lot of supers going on, so let's sort of break that down. Nano binning can also be found on the video as well, so for lower light situations, video should be a lot better, and even pictures, and then when you combine that with the super steady system, even in lower light, you should have a good result. There's also an auto framing mode on this phone, so when you're shooting video and you happen to slide out of the center of the shot, the camera will then adjust to you and keep you in the center. Also, if you're doing a video and then you have more people pop into the shot, the camera will then auto adjust to bring in more people. So imagine if you're doing a live stream or anything like that, you can just set the camera up to record and allow the AI to keep you in the center of the shot. So obviously I can't give a full opinion yet because we were in perfect scenario lighting. We had studio lighting, so of course it's gonna look good, but I'll be interested to see how it works in low light or in a situation where it's not ideal, maybe some harsh lighting or some backlighting and other scenarios that can make a cell phone struggle. I'm sure you have your mind made up by now, but let me give you some of my opinions. If you're coming from a Note phone and you're ready for the next Note, this is the obvious choice. But if you're coming from a modern phone from 2021, I don't foresee a huge reason to upgrade unless you really want an S Pen or you want more out of your camera. Now, this phone is going to be very good and it will be in the running for the best phone of the year, but the S21 Ultra is still a great phone too. That's not a knock on Samsung. They continuously make great phones and it's really hard to justify upgrading your phone every single year unless you take advantage of the pre-orders and the trade-in offers. Samsung always runs these really, I would say, extreme trade-in offers, and you get all the other bonuses tied to that too. So if you wanna look into a trade-in where you can trade in some older phones, or you can trade in your S21 Ultra, you can then nab this phone for a lot of money off. That is something to think about. Now, obviously, I'm gonna do a full review when this phone comes out. I'm gonna dive into some features more, and then I can give you a more complete opinion. But on the surface, should you upgrade from the S21 Ultra to the S22 Ultra? For most people, the answer is gonna be no, but if you want those specific features and you're ready for that, and you're on the edge of technology and you want the latest and greatest, then I think this phone is gonna be absolutely fantastic. But of course, if you'd rather wait for my review, that is cool too. I'm Kevin the Tech Ninja. Have yourself a wonderful day. Make sure you hit subscribe to be notified when I make another video. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.